bought a barrels back for another beer cast, and we just had to have a pep talk there to the guys, including myself.
We had some production notes.
Yeah, we had some production notes that we've had come in. We've got a TV going in the background that's right behind the camera that's got stuff on it, and often when we look at it, everyone look at it. 3, 2, 1. Like we look crazy.
Well, especially when we all look at it like that. That's a screen. I'll screen grab that. That'd be great.
I can't wait to see that. That looks really cool. Very good. So we're going to try and keep that to an absolute minimum.
No promises.
No. Yeah, anyway.
We all lose interest very quick. Like, not interest, but we all just get distracted very easily.
No, but I think
it's like bright colours.
It's probably,
over there.
And I don't want to be an old man here, but it's probably like, kids in their screens, that sort of thing. It's on, you'll look at it.
But there's no excuse because the last few weeks it's only just been like random photos from your holidays overseas that have been on the screen.
And we're all still staring.
Yeah. Oh, still staring. But I'm going to be looking out at those nice roses. You've got a couple of oleanders over the fence. I'll be having a look at those and being on Goanna watch. Was it Goanna? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I saw a Goanna yesterday that is
Goanna?
the biggest lizard. I haven't shown you yet. I'll show you after. But
I'll show you my Goanna.
We went to this. We were just at this party in the middle of nowhere, and we rock up, and there's this big. Well, it's funny. I was told to be in my best behaviour. Because
there's a Goanna there.
No,
we don't want to offend the Goanna.
No, fair enough. Because the people that there's a lot of people there that perhaps aren't our type of sense of humour.
Yeah, they're not into Goanna.
Yeah, and that was just in the car before we got there. I'm like, I'm always on my best behaviour, and then the first thing I see is a lizard, and because I was so excited, I was
everything was thrown out the
fuck. Look at that lizard! So I got Cass out of the car and went and had a big look at it, and then I was just laughing. I was thinking,
it a wild
lizard?
Yeah, massive like it was probably a metre long.
But was it a wild Goanna?
Yeah.
I thought it might have been organised by the host of the party.
It's a petting zoo.
So you weren't even up the driveway and you'd already broken your promise.
Yeah.
Goanna!
There you go. All right, very good. Well, we're going to get into it. So we're doing another beer showcase because they've been fairly sort of popular and we've enjoyed doing them. So I felt a lot of pressure, but I think I've done okay, and I think I've probably stolen someone's. I reckon this was a name on everyone's lips. So how would you like me to introduce it? Just rip it open, or I'll give you some clues?
Do you have a sound grab?
I don't have a sound grab.
Yeah, give us some clues.
So this might be easy. We've all been there. We've all been to this brewery.
Can we ask questions?
You can ask questions.
Is it local?
It is not.
Trying to think. Little Creatures.
It is not. Okay, we've been to more breweries than I thought.
I might know, but give me one more clue to really confirm it.
We've all been there together at the same time.
Oh.
Is it Fire Barrel?
It is not.
Oh, okay. I don't have any more guesses.
It's not local. Where have we been together at the same time? Melbourne and Sydney.
At the same time, maybe Grazie, since you're closest, you can start opening it up and just pull the top one out.
Melbourne and Sydney we've been to.
This will be awkward if it turns out that
we didn't
you got the wrong people. You're with a different group of friends.
Well, it wouldn't surprise
It's not
anyone.
the Thirsty Devil, is it?
Oh, we have been there together.
We have been there together.
So, Blackman's.
BLACKMAN'S.
Yeah, so Blackman's
Nice.
Brewery from down there in Torquay on the Surf Coast.
Excellent.
So
Is this the order that we're going to drink them in?
Yeah, I think so. And
right.
I think, would you just like me to do a group reveal?
No, I go beer by beer.
Beer by beer as we go through.
But
I
did you
enjoyed
see them
that.
or not?
No,
Okay.
I made sure
No
I
worries.
didn't.
Well done. I'll probably put Hutto, you're on pouring duty still because you're very good at it.
All right, this is the first beer. I'll just do these three.
But yeah, so this was, let's say it was a Lane Cellars beer.
Is it a Lane?
Well, the rest were, so let's just say they're all Lane Cellars. Yeah, so Blackman's Brewing from down there in Torquay. Ren Blackman is the head brewer and owner. Started in 2013, I believe. I should probably read some
We're going to have
notes.
so much beer because the big can.
Yeah, no, it is a big can. It's good. And that's the bloody part of the value piece. 2013, the original brewery on Bell Street, Torquay, was a former restaurant called the Surf Rider, which has now turned into the place called as Blackman's Pizza Bar. Now, it wasn't Blackman's Pizza Bar when we were there.
No, we didn't eat either, I don't believe.
No, because I think they may have only had the one place, but they've got a couple of other venues now. So Blackman's Beer Bar in Geelong and Blackman's Burger Bar in Ocean Grove.
Oh, okay.
Which is pretty cool.
I reckon when we were there, the the one in Geelong was like on Google Maps but wasn't open yet.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Because like when I googled like breweries Geelong, Blackman's popped up in Geelong, but it wasn't there.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's what's going on there.
Nice.
And then most recently opened up a second brewery in Grovedale.
Where's Grovedale?
I believe it's like 15 minutes out of Torquay inland, because I would imagine it's sort of like their commercial brewery, perhaps, because they're getting out more cans.
Next to Warren Ponds.
Next
so
to there you go. Okay, there you go. But yeah, it's sort of it's not city kind of thing, so they've probably got a big old warehouse there.
The burger bar sounds awesome.
It does sound awesome,
Google
but
that.
it looks awesome as well.
Does it?
Yeah, so I was actually I walked into Lane Cellars on Friday, and I had in my mind, and this is how bloody much I pay attention. I walked in, I'm like, righto, Blackman's, cool, no worries. And there was all these people in front of the fridge. I'm like, oh, fucking here we go. I need to get in this fridge. But then I realised it was one of those meet the maker things.
Yeah?
And it was the dude from Blackman's.
Oh,
was it?
Yeah, so
I
there you
didn't
go.
know they were doing that.
Yeah, but I reckon it must. Yeah, I reckon it must have been on email because we're doing the keep it a secret thing to each other. I didn't say anything.
No,
but I didn't get a chance to talk to him because there's a few people hanging around, and
they're pretty popular, those.
Yeah, they are, and it's good because I mean they travel a long way. Like obviously all the way from Torquay, it was good that they got some numbers in there. And I didn't actually have a chance to ask him any questions, and I bloody missed his name. What a wank!
Oh.
Bloody hell, the burgers
didn't even introduce myself. I'm an absolute wanker. So
it's not like you've got a beer podcast or anything.
Yeah, I know. But I did tell him about it. He goes, I do a lot of driving. I'll give it a listen. So whether he got around to it or not, hopefully he's seen this one go up. So
sorry, Simmo, forgot your name. Don't take it personally. He can't remember anything.
Yes, I know. I can't. I had to write down the rating system again.
Well, he was surprised when I pulled a Blackman's can out. He was expecting it to be Carlton Dry.
Yeah, so. I forgot all about it. But yeah, this is the first in a series called Just Another IPA. Now, there's a bit of irony with this, and yeah, you'll probably see later. So they put two hops together. They first did Needs More series,
yes.
Needs More Simcoe. Now they've done like two hops, dual hops. So yeah, this one is Citra and Motueka. So it's pretty exciting. So Citra is a common one, but Motueka is often in New Zealand beers.
I love Citra.
Yeah, so Citra, what do we got? I know, tropical fruit, Motueka meets lemon, lime, and spice, Citra. Motueka in a common beer would be Monteith's Pale, just to let you know.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, and I'm going to step
It's
ahead
like-
for
is it
1
like
second. That's what
piney?
I thought of when I first sipped it.
Did you?
I can get the Motueka very, very quickly.
Yep.
Piney?
Also than the
Is it like
citrus.
the piney,
A little, yeah.
earthy, grassy? Kiwi hops tend to be like that, don't they?
Yeah, they do. You
Yep.
can tell when you pick a beer up and have a sip, you're like, oh, that's
Kiwi. Yeah.
Because I think, if I'm honest, to start off with Garage Project, I was like, oh, I don't know. Because it really smacks you in the face. But
It
now that
does.
I've got more into beers, I'm like, yeah, I want you to smack me in the face. So, Gratz is already, he's
already ahead.
okay,
Yeah.
no worries, he's already getting
No,
on
I'm
it.
ahead because as I said, the first I read the blurb first, and the first sip, the Motueka, and
Have you even
it's
read the
not
blurb?
It's not sounding pretentious, but I can really taste the Motueka. That was the first thing I could
Let
taste.
me have a
But
look.
I'm glad I read it first because when you have the explanation, then you can look for things. But you got to sometimes put that out of your brain enough so you can make your own decision.
Yep.
And I'm not sure if you got the same thing, but knowing that there was also Citra, I definitely didn't get Citra first. There's a little bit of that towards the end, but I think the Motueka is front and center for me, and I really enjoy it for that reason.
Yep, no, that's good. All right, well, I will get on the blurb, sorry. Let's do this. We love the big, heavy-hitting US hops and the classic hop bomb IPAs, but it's time to mix things up. We're looking at hop combos that are a little less common. Let's find some new flavors, complexity, and hop kaboom. Just Another IPA, double hop combo. Citra, Motueka, IPA. So tropical fruit meets lemon, lime, and spice with a clean bitterness for your drinking pleasure. So, as advertised, that's pretty much what I've got.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, it's bloody good.
I've given that a good rating, which
What do
we'll
you-
get to at the end.
What do you
but-
think, Hutto?
Of the as advertised or the blurb itself?
Well, both.
Just the beer in general. Like,
Well-
you had a taste yet?
Yeah, so you definitely it's hard because I said Citra is my favorite hop, but Motueka is so strong it like takes away from the Citra. You know, like you can kind of get that citrus aftertaste, but the pine is front and center, like from the Motueka. So, I mean, you can definitely taste them both in there. It's definitely an IPA.
I've nailed that brief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went. I think I'm going to bump it up to a 4.5 as advertised because it's pretty much bang on. I think it's hard because like as advertised is almost like a yes or no.
No, but it can be like, oh, it kind of is.
Yeah. I think a 5 for me would just be like more Citra.
Yeah.
Like the Citra just more noticeable.
Yeah,
Well, they've got
kind of
Citra
there.
first on the can,
Yeah.
so I get. But and as we've all sort of gotten the same taste first, which is the Motueka. The reason I like it a bit more for that reason is we would have a lot more beers, a lot more IPAs with Citra.
Yeah.
So actually having a beer with Citra in it, but it not being front and center, it almost being just that little sort of secondary hit is pretty welcoming. And
Yeah.
quite enjoyable.
That's why I think that series is good because, there are combinations that you're not used to that you can get a bit of a taste of and know what those hops are like, and also 500ml can.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
and I'm just looking for your value score.
So I'll let you know.
Oh, you did get the price.
$11.50.
Yeah, see, that's...
Straight 5.
Yeah, I gave it a 5.
Absolutely.
Because I was looking online, it was anywhere from $11 to $12.
Yeah, because I had to have a look at it because I wasn't sure whether I used my points or something because it was so so cheap. Like, $11.50. Absolutely, that's a banger.
Did we mention it was 6.5%?
We did not.
6.5%.
Which makes it
6.5%.
2.6 standard drinks for $11.
That is very good value. And also, speaking of banger, so their flagship beer is probably their Juicy Banger. And it is very good. So it's an IPL.
Yeah.
So I believe it's like an Indian Pale lager, but the difference is...
Stared at the TV for a long time.
Got
him.
Ding. But
That's
they use a lager yeast, I believe, which cleans things up a little bit.
I think that's where I first saw Blackman's because it was in the Hottest 100. And then when they came to the beer festival in Albury, I made it my goal to have it, and it was very good.
Yep, he's every year. And some of the other ones, like their core range, you know how they're all got names?
Yeah.
So it's like Mervyn Pale Ale, Reginald's IPA. So those are actually people in the Blackman family.
Like, is in his personal family?
Yeah.
Or the brewery
So
this is grand old uncle.
Basically.
Yeah,
and they're like, well, Reggie was like, and they sort of said he was a bit angry and whatever. And they're like, IPA, bang, it's a bit aggressive, you know.
That can
Mervyn
is maybe orange or red.
I think so, yeah. Mervyn was more of an IPA. There was, I think, Oliver and Arthur and a few other ones anyway. But that's pretty cool.
Isn't their main one now just the Torquay Pale? Is that it? Torquay XPA?
I've had that one. I'm not too sure what the main one they're pushing is, but it's bloody delicious as well. So
I think I bought a range of 6 separate beers when we went there because we were going on a little friends trip.
Yeah.
And we stopped in there, and then we were there for a couple of days in Aries Inlet. So bought a couple of the Blackman's beers on the way and enjoyed them for the rest of the trip. And they're all just very, very easy drinking.
Yeah.
But it's also very nice to have a fancy one.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, it's
at Dan Murphy's at the moment, they have like a mixed 6 of Blackman.
Oh, do they?
They have all the Blackmans.
Oh,
there,
do they?
there now.
Oh, there you go.
Got the Juicy Banger, the Torquay,
Oh,
and
nice.
all the family cans.
The family cans. There
I
you go.
would say a fantastic. This isn't sort of taking anything away. They're a fantastic entry-level brewery. All their beers, those core range beers that you can get at Dan's. If you're saying, I want to start trying some craft beers, I think they're a fantastic group of beers to start with and a great brewery to start with as well.
It's actually funny you mentioned that. They don't brew beers specifically for that, but I think they kind of feel themselves that they are that as well.
Yeah.
They're really good quality, really quite easy drinking beers, well priced.
Cool can, like nice can.
This one's one of their more
location. This one's one of their more sort of basic. It's more the color scheme on this that is getting you. So those ones you mentioned, like the Reginald and the name ones, they're really cool. I really like that. I'm sure you would enjoy that as a post.
Well, I thought it was cool because I think as far as names and that sort of thing, it's tough to come up with a cool name. But if it's your own name, you go righto, and they just push that a little bit further. Like righto, let's call one bloody Reginald because this one tastes angry.
What's your untapped score? I've got your other ones there. I just want to put it in.
Untapped, I would say 4.
Same. I went 4.
Because the only thing for me, as you guys would get and know that I'm not super keen on, there's a bit of bitterness in the back end.
Yeah.
So I'm.
Yeah. See,
it's not bad,
Zach,
but
tell us what you gave as Untapped.
I gave it 3.75.
Which is funny because that bitterness is more right up your alley. I thought, like, because it's got that West Coast feel with the Motueka hop, that you'd be all over it. And funnily enough, you gave it the lowest Untapped score.
I did, but also that's that is not a bad score.
No.
By any means. And I nearly wrote 4, and I only did 3.75, and you may have to do some editing later. I'm just sort of like settling in with a 3.75, but I'd like to compare the other beers we're going to have first.
Oh, it might change. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
oh,
no. I don't mean that to be. I don't mean that to
controversial.
be controversial, but there might. Let's say, for example, the next 2 beers. Oh, we've got.
I think we're still there. That. Yeah.
Controversy.
If the next 2 beers we have, if they're weaker, potentially I'll be like, no, I was underrating that beer to start with. So, the only reason would be...
changing.
No, the only reason would be it's... I do get that bitterness. Thin's not the right word. It's just like, it's gone quickly. Like the bitterness and that flavour is gone.
It falls off.
Yeah,
Really?
but
I've
that's
still
not
got
a
it in my
that's not a
throat.
bad thing. To me, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just maybe the beers we've been enjoying on this pod and I've been having lately are a bit more, whether they're oat creams or they're double juicy IPAs at a 9%. Maybe they linger more, and that might be why. But there's just
all right. Well, let's see. Grazie, can you grab us the second beer, which you might, or maybe I'll do it.
You do it.
Okay.
You do it.
I'll do it.
You do it. All right. Can I have the coffee beans?
So, funnily enough, it's the second one
the second one.
from the series. Just another IPA. So
Now
this
the reason we're sniffing this is because I googled it and it said that coffee grounds, if you smell them, it resets the.
I know that's
palate.
I know that's the case with perfume. Have we? Another thing on the rating system. Have we taken this too far? Can you put
The
that
rating
up the
system
front?
or-
Oh, of course.
Would anyone like a bicky?
I would like a bicky because we want to get it accurate. So
Have we explained the bicky, or do people just think we're just eating biscuits now?
Both.
Crustkits are excellent, by the way.
Well, you get one. No, I'm breaking it up for 3 for each beer.
Oh yeah, no, okay, it makes sense. There you go,
Fucking-
Simon.
Okay.
There's
excellent.
a crispet.
Handled my crispet.
Now this
My crispet's been handled.
now this might be a throwback to our
No ad.
AFL podcast
Oh,
days,
yeah.
but
Crunchy side.
yeah. So anyway,
This is meant to cleanse the palate a little
Yeah.
bit before we
Alright.
try the next beer. Now, have you mentioned the hops that are involved in this one? So we had
so this is number 2 in the series, Simcoe and Topaz. So it is also 6.5%, 2.6. This is an interesting one because I didn't know too much about Topaz in particular. So resinous pine, Simcoe, meets berry and citrus spice, Topaz. Topaz in something that you've had, Grifter Pale Ale uses Topaz.
Okay.
So I thought I'd look those up because, I mean, there's a heap of beers that'll be like, oh, this brewer's done a Topaz beer and this brewer's done a Topaz beer, but they actually use it in commercial brewing, and so people out there may have had it before.
That's what? Yeah, I think maybe we need to do that going forward with the hops when they actually tell us.
All right.
No, it's good. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, maybe I remember that flavour. Odds are I don't.
But yeah, nice purple colour. All the can is.
the can.
Yeah, I was going to say, yes.
For those listening, it's the beer is not purple.
And the drinking order I've just done, I'm going to do in order of release because I'm not too sure what other way you would do it.
Did you buy number 3 too?
Oh, I don't know.
Spoiler
We'll have to
alert.
wait and see.
Don't let the beer out of the Lane Cellars bag just yet.
We'll have to wait and see, boys. Yeah. This looks good.
If anyone's wondering, you did mention the AFL podcast. We have the AFLW Grand Final on just in the background. So if you do catch us looking at the television, it's not Hutto's family snaps
This time.
this time around. There's no his mum looking like Tommy Wiseau. Like,
That's offensive.
sorry, Michelle, if you're listening.
Oh,
She's not.
This smells good.
And she doesn't know who Tommy Wiseau is.
This smells very
We're
good.
in
But that is
lockdown.
definitely offensive.
You made the joke first.
her.
I'm sorry to throw you under the bus.
No. You made it first and you agreed the first time.
No, I think about a year and a half ago. You
Okay.
made-
Yeah, 'cause I
Alright,
released,
Just making sure.
I made a meme of her.
A meme.
Yeah, meme.
Oh,
Mema.
jeez. I thought I was going to have to break that news to you. Jesus Christ.
He doesn't know.
Oh, no. Yeah, very good. So another cool thing about Blackman's is this series, and also there's a number of other releases. Did you know they do something called same-day IPA?
Yes.
Yes, but
Let's explain what that is.
tell me about it.
So strap yourself in. So the brewers get up at 3 a.m. and they finish off the brew, they can it, and then they get it out by 9 o'clock and they deliver it to places all over Victoria. And basically go same day, so it's canned same day and you get it in your hand that day. That's pretty
cool.
crazy.
Yeah.
Fresh.
Because
How
they're the
far
only
over
ones.
Victoria, like, can we get it?
Not too sure. They mentioned Ballarat and a few other places. I reckon there'd be a bit of a ring around that, but I thought that was pretty damn cool because a lot of I've had a lot of beers that I think like it might have stuffed it for the brewery for me because I've had it and I'm like, I reckon this might be off. I might be spoiled. And you sort of get that sort of association with it. But I think it's because they're by the ocean and that sort of thing. Everything's fresh. So, like, let's get it out as quick as we can. But that's pretty bloody cool. That's a cool service. They don't do it every day, but, like, for special releases and that sort of thing.
That would be a long work day. Your week would be
bloody
you'd be knackered by Friday.
You would be absolutely knackered. So
Plus running a brew pub. Oh, multiple now.
they've got a few going on there, so that's pretty good.
This is a very, very tasty beer.
Yeah, it's good. It's pretty good. And it's still like 6.5. It's still pretty easy drinking as well.
So the same as the first one.
Same price.
Interesting. So the artwork,
same.
the series, the size of the beer,
The blurb, is
everything is the
exactly-
same.
Well, no, so the difference was, it's got the same, like, let's do this, we love the big, etc., ending in just another IPA double hop combinations. But, so the Citra and Motueka had the tasting notes of tropical fruit meets lemon, lime, and spice with a clean bitterness for your drinking pleasure. This one says resinous pine meets berry and citrus spice with a clean bitterness for your drinking pleasure. So it's like the initial taste with the...
Yeah, so the resinous pine is your Simcoe. And then commonly the berry and citrus spice is your Topaz for tasting notes.
Nice. Okay, so the blurb, I reckon I'm just going to give the same score. Can art, same score. Same score.
Yeah, I've gone same score for
the whole way through.
It's hard to split them. I probably like this a little bit more.
I like this a little bit more, and as a result, it will be slightly higher rating on my Untapped rating. I'm giving this one a 4.
I'm going to put in brackets 0.25 because I haven't decided yet.
No, fair. Yeah, you can change it. That's
no changing.
yeah.
No, once it's typed into the spreadsheet, this spreadsheet, which is weird for spreadsheets, is uneditable.
Oh.
Once it's in, it's done.
There you go. I didn't know
So
about that.
it's a typewriter version.
Yes.
Are you sure it's uneditable? Because
Well, it's not edible.
yeah, no, because often I'll email someone and be like, you can't edit this, and like, yeah, there's a button that says enable editing, and it's happened more than a couple of times.
And you're like, oh, I read it as unable editing.
yeah, so I thought it wasn't edible. Well,
Enable edible.
Tell you what, an edible podcast might be. I don't know about that.
Is that where we do edibles, or we give people the podcast and they eat it?
I don't know.
No, maybe we find people that can do the edibles. I'm too scared.
Nah, we'll give it a crack. If anyone wants to send us some edibles, just send it in.
Send it.
You know that Mike Tyson actually has his own range of edibles now.
Yeah.
But they're in the shape of an ear.
Nice.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
You know what would be hilarious is that we can't get a phone call, but imagine if we got like 3 different orders of edibles arrive at the door.
Just from the dark web.
Just randomly.
Yeah.
Maybe we're big on the dark web, but it doesn't show up in our analytics on Spotify.
So did you give it the exact same score?
I reckon it's got to be 4.25.
Okay, but
So I like this
everything
one a little
else
bit
is the
better.
same.
Everything else is the same, yes. And I'm not covering my score here. I'm just leaning. I'm just hanging out, you know.
Leaning.
Goodness.
One of my first introductions to Blackman's was... Hutto, did you mention the local beer festival
Yes.
earlier? Yeah, I think that might have been one of my first exposures to Blackman's, and I remember they were one of the main breweries that day that I thought, wow, I need to look into them more.
Yeah, I think... What was it, do you think?
About their beer, I think they were so... it's funny, it's so fresh tasting. I
Yeah.
can remember. I remember
Yeah.
thinking that, and not that they were the same day beers
Yeah.
that we spoke about, but Just compared to a few of the other breweries that day, but I think that was back when I enjoyed IPAs, and I probably was still in that frame of mind where if a brewery can have a great pale, then they're the winner.
Yeah.
And I remember having the pale thinking, this is the freshest, tastiest, coldest beer I've had for the whole day.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I mean, they're sort of like a kasha. They use very good quality ingredients.
Yep.
Now, as we go through our journey, I would like to learn more about like what makes it taste like this, because it's not as if other breweries aren't using high quality ingredients, but it must be the way they do it. It just seems like, I don't know, it's just clean and crisp would be how I would probably describe it. Hado, you were going to say something then?
No, I'm just looking. When was the first Great Australian
I reckon
Beer
it was
Festival?
2016.
Not 2018? Oh, no, that was the returns to...
It was, there was one in the sun, then there was one where it bucketed down rain, then it was in the sun again, and then COVID. And it hasn't come back.
No. Okay, 2017 was the first.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see. Brewers confirmed for that year were Thirsty Crow, Wagga, Malt Shed, formerly of Wangaratta, Bolter, Yenda of Yenda, Pirate Life, Colonial, now CBCO, Tumut River, Bridge Road, Bright Brewery, Blizzard Brewing, which is no longer a thing.
Okay.
Pact, never heard of it. Hawkers, King River, Two Pot of Yakandanda, Two Birds, Bandicoot, Black Dog of Glenrowan. No,
around that area.
Glenrowan. Mountain Goat, Barrow Boys, Bells Beach, Sweetwater, and then obviously Blackman's.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good range.
It is a pretty good range. I would have to say, Gratz, I'm pretty happy with. What are you laughing? Did I cut you off?
No.
Was it too quick?
Like,
Did I move on too quick?
No, it was just funny because it was like I made this point and you're like, all right, fuck that. Gratz.
Yeah.
So usually that plays out in his mind, but he's done it for everyone to hear.
I really like, although it's really quite simple, I really like the branding.
Of
like
Blackman's overall.
The colour scheme.
I like the logo. I like what's going on there. I like the name beers and all that sort of stuff.
But this is weird, and because you can't really help this. The Torquay thing puts it over the edge.
Absolutely, and they absolutely lean into the Torquay thing. So they make a number of gozers and sours and that sort of thing. And would you bloody believe they use they pop across the road, get a couple of buckets, and use the ocean water.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they actually do.
That worries me more than it makes me happy.
Why?
I piss in the ocean all the time.
Have you seen how big the ocean is?
Yeah, but even if there's 0.1, if there's 0.001, this beer is 0.0001% piss.
No, it's more the whale sperm that worries me.
Well,
I thought
and all the other animals' sperm.
Okay, well, I thought it was cool. There you go.
I think it's cool. Simon.
No, I think
he's just mad because you directed it to me to start. with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Did you excluded me?
And they also made an escargoza, and they had some snails in there.
Snails.
That's an actual thing. So, stop with the
Have you eaten snails?
No, I haven't.
Stop with the sperm.
Quote.
No more sperm talk.
Well, let's talk about the beer. What do you think?
I've just finished mine. It was delicious, and I would buy again. That was one of the George's suggestions. Would buy again.
Well, I've had the first one. I have purchased it again. It's just really good value. So
yeah,
I agree.
5 out of 5 for value.
Yep, bloody oath.
Yeah, no, I reckon it's good. I was just going to say that I've actually had one of the same day Blackman's, but I don't reckon it was same day. I bought it online.
Oh yeah.
So it was still like it was a good beer, but it wasn't same day.
It might have been available for same day or something like that. But yeah, I didn't actually understand what it.
Well, they probably took it to a bottle-o, and it's like whoever's there can have it same day.
Or that Australia Post driver got a lot of speeding fines.
Yeah. Oh dear. No, very good. We'll go on to the next one, Gratz.
Yeah.
I reckon I know what it is.
Hey.
Oh.
This is a new one. I've heard rumours.
Yeah.
Mosaic and East Kent Golding.
Oh, jeez. Was that
the gold cunt?
Oh, goodness me. Yeah, so here it is. So this is the newest one, and I think this is only super recent. So this one again from Lane Cellars, just another IPA, Mosaic and East Kent Golding.
I've only had East Kent Golding in one other beer.
And what is it?
Was that one that we had on that night with the weird water.
Remember, this is like talking to me. What are you?
That science thing that we. Beer
Oh,
science.
okay, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I didn't know about that. But would you believe that you have had more East Kent Golding than anyone?
VB?
No.
Rogers. Really?
Most commonly found in Rogers. So there's also.
They don't tell me that.
This isn't a Rogers.
Bad blurb.
This isn't a Rogers podcast, but it's Cascade Stella and East Kent Golding they use
Nice.
in Rogers. There you go.
Well, Rogers is great, so I can only assume this is going to be great.
Yeah, well.
Sorry, I was real far away from the mic there.
No, it's all good. It should be interesting because Rogers is quite. I know the malt makes the flavour in that, but yeah, I'm interested because I know what Rogers tastes like. So yeah, it'd be cool. But Mosaic is one of my favourites for sure. So I can't wait.
Mosaic's number 2 behind Citra for me, but I know you.
Yeah, love it.
Froth it.
Old English charm with a touch of earthy spice meets the new world onslaught of tropical Mosaic. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
But also the old English charm thing's interesting because when you just hear East Kent Golding, I feel like we should put a British accent on just to say that.
Yes.
Don't you reckon?
This next beer
Kent.
is from East Kent.
No, well, this is weird because the can art is following a theme, obviously, but I like this one a bit better.
Yeah, this colour.
The colour scheme is
the pink
way
and
better.
The pink and green works.
Yeah.
Not that the other two didn't work, but this is just like, I don't know.
You can tell it's new somehow. I don't know. That's pretty
New
cool.
and fresh.
But
New
they've
is
mentioned
always
that
better.
with the Mosaic, so yeah, no, I do like that.
No, very good. I'm pretty.
Hold on,
pretty
we've
pumped
got
about
some
this
new glasses.
Yeah, so Old English charm with a touch of earthy spice. Okay, so what's the Old English charm?
From East Kent.
Like, what's Old English charm? It's just a bunch of, like...
About to see what it is, isn't it? About to have it right in the podcast. That's what we're going to learn what it is.
Could we do a whole podcast talking like that?
Oh, maybe.
You
that,
could.
Is that racist?
No, I don't know.
No.
Well, because we're colonial. It's
Yeah.
like not...
We're not.
We're allowed because we're a Commonwealth country.
Were you also... So, sorry, cutting in. I want to get.
I'm surprised you weren't like Grazie. What do you think?
I want to get these points out. So one thing I learnt is Blackman's actually have like a subsidiary sort of thing. Barrel Farm. Did you guys know about Barrel Farm?
Yeah.
I've heard of Barrel Farm.
Yeah. So there's a farm not far from there where they keep some random like
Barrels.
wine and would you believe barrels?
Farm not far.
Yeah, there you go. Wine and whiskey barrels and all these sorts of things. They're doing like special. Special sort of edition beers in, and I had one, and I hopefully saved the photo.
Did you have one recently?
Yeah, so I tried one on Friday. So it's a whiskey barrel aged gin infused cherry porter,
Nice.
and as advertised, 5.
Okay.
Because I was like,
Love that.
because looking at it, I'm like, he's like, do you want
Whiskey, gin,
yeah,
cherry.
he's
But
like,
he hasn't said untapped is 0.5 yet.
Oh,
Just as advertised.
Nah, look, it probably wasn't my thing, but as advertised was a 5. He's like, would you like to try this? I'm like, oh, not too sure, but yeah, I'll give it a whirl, and give it a whirl. I did, and yeah, I was like, oh, that's all of those things.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was really interesting, but it's really cool that they're doing that as well. Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
It's very cool.
How's your bicky?
Good, not as good as the beer.
Is beer really good? I can smell Mosaic.
I need a few more sips, yeah,
can
before
smell
I
Mosaic.
rate it
I like
higher
the
than the...
Vicky,
And I'm excited.
I love that crunchy air. Crispets.
Well, it's like,
Ooh, yeah, that's pretty good. I can sort of taste the bloody English charm.
the England.
Yeah.
England.
I find that
England.
most Mosaic,
I can sort of
most beers with...
the English charm.
How come yours is the real Jason Statham?
Jason Statham.
Who, Google Jason Statham diving, if you weren't
Oh,
aware. and-
yes. Look, that is quite
Because
good.
if you didn't know, you will probably go down a rabbit hole of Googling.
Absolutely. And so spoiler alert, he has hair at that time, I believe. Doesn't he?
He does, but like Olympic diver.
Yeah.
Who saw that?
Yeah, not me.
Who saw that coming in the past?
But I suppose it makes sense. Like, he's super athletic and that sort of thing, so you could probably tell he has some sort of background in that sort of thing, I guess. I guess.
So Mosaic.
Yep.
I think I'm used to having Mosaic in a lot of hazy style beers.
Yep.
This is like the complete opposite. It's actually quite interesting.
Yep.
this is like a really unique beer without necessarily tasting like a really unique beer. It's unique when you really sort of like dial into that Mosaic.
Yeah.
But then the aftertaste you get is so like light and it just like sort of like as an IPA, it's like this was meant to be another IPA, of course, yes. But are you getting much bitterness? I'm not getting much at all.
I'm not getting much bitterness, but yeah, as I said, usually with Mosaic you just get you can taste the fruit and then it goes boom, but it goes fruit and then it goes beer. So I think that's the English charm there.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, Mosaic is actually used a fair bit in other things that I didn't realise. So it's actually in Gipp Street Pale.
Yeah, cool.
As well.
Okay.
So, which is why that's pretty good. But yeah, I like this one.
What's quite interesting is I've had a few sips. I would never have seen, and I'm not just saying this for the podcast, another 500 ml can beer that's a 6.5% IPA that I think I could drink all day.
Yeah. Yes.
It doesn't taste. There's not heavy booze in it at all.
No.
But it's not watery at all either.
No.
The Mosaic hits you first, then it just wears off, almost like a lager would wear off straight. Yeah, that's probably that old English charm.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's what I reckon. No, it's super interesting. What do you got cooking over there, Hud?
I was just looking. So East Kent Golding hops are exclusively grown in Kent, in the UK, which
East
is
Kent, funnily enough.
southeast of. No, it's just in
Took you that
Kent,
long?
not just. No, I was just looking at who else is from Kent.
Oh, who is from Kent?
People from
The actor of Bran Stark in Game of Thrones, Isaac Hempstead Wright. Justin Chancellor, the bass player from Tool.
Mm-hmm. Who's good.
Ollie Sykes, lead singer of Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty nice part of town.
That's all I got for you.
Of people that people may have heard.
Well, there's a lot. There's a lot of people from that area.
Yeah.
A pretty large portion of the UK, but like people that people would know. Chris Smalling.
Don't know.
I'm Chris Smalling. Played for Man United.
Oh, yeah. No.
Now plays for Roma.
Yep.
That's probably it that people would know.
Is that AS Roma? What's AS?
AS.
Is that anything?
All Systems Roma.
All systems. Oh, that's a T-shirt.
Was this beer the same price as the others?
$11.50. All $11.50.
I'm really happy with the beer choice. I'm just unhappy with the
Did you say one was
variety of
$9?
scoring.
Yeah, I know. I thought
But
they would vary. I thought they would vary quite a bit, but I like. Well, they do, but I like them all. I think it's because
tried 'em.
I think it's because the ABV is the same. So they're all just like
They're a series, so that's okay.
They're a series, but they're all very drinkable. They are different, but all very drinkable at the same time. Sorry, Gratz, I cut you off before. What'd you say?
No, I forgot, but that's okay. Short-term memory, that's all
there
right.
you go.
I'll listen back and yell at myself.
Okay.
That's fine.
You were going to ask him this. But yeah, I found that was... are you getting that... Actually, Hutto, now that I think about it, the East Kent Golding does make sense as...
It has the same taste as Rogers.
Yeah, like it's in... Yeah, probably... Yeah. I don't know. It's in there. I can definitely... It tastes familiar.
Like, there's definitely the malt and the barley from the Rogers, but, like, in terms of, like, just there's that subtle flavour in both that kind of mirrors each other.
Yeah, overall, bloody good. Well done, Blackman's. What do we got? What else have we got going on? That's all my research. It was actually quite hard to find.
No, thank you. You've done really...
That's definitely my
you've done really
favourite
well.
of the three.
The last one?
that I've had.
The
I've
Pink
still-
Boy?
I've still got beer 2.
Yep.
That as an untapped rating. I don't know if my ratings will reflect that or not.
Yeah, I've probably decided I do like the third one the most. Yeah, absolutely delicious. But yeah, thanks to Lane Cellars for having the beers there to purchase. And thanks to, I don't know who the sales rep was. I'm so sorry. He's a really nice guy. So when I did my tasting, had Juicy Banger. I had, I bet you I can't remember.
Was his name Luke?
I don't think so. I think Luke's the head guy.
Luke Denham, sales rep, Blackman's Brewery.
He was quite new, this fella, but he was a lovely young man. And if Blackman's listening to this and want to know how he's going, he's bloody going well. He had a bit of a crowd there, and it was a good representation of the brand. So good on him.
I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, bloody oath.
I'd happily live down there.
Yeah, same.
If they want to give me a job, if you're listening.
Well, I mean, if they want to give you a job, but also, see, the tough part is like, a house. That's the expensive part, isn't it? But
Maybe they can pay my rent instead of my wage.
okay, maybe. All right. Well, we'll see what we can. We'll have your people talk to their people and see what we can organise.
My people are me.
Oh, there you go.
And their people, we forgot their name.
Oh God.
Thank you, Simon, for bringing the Blackman's
Yeah,
beers
thanks,
today.
Simon.
That's all right.
I wasn't wasn't expecting it. I was trying to think of what you'd pick, and I didn't think of
Because I do like the series sort of situation, and I'm sorry, it has been a pretty IPA heavy pod of late, and probably will continue to be because we do like drinking IPAs. But
well, I'm up next, and I know that it won't be.
okay,
There'll probably be an IPA involved.
Yep.
But I've got 2 breweries I've narrowed it down to for next week,
There you go.
it won't be IPA heavy. It'll be different. So
Yeah, very
strap
good.
yourself in.
Well, guys, that's probably all we've got. Hutto, have you got any final notes?
Final scores?
No, well, I haven't seen. I've got to put yours in. Give me one.
Okay,
second.
well, I'll keep talking anyway. Like and subscribe our YouTube channel, and thanks for listening. Shout out to Brian for doing some Instagram posts and trying out the rating system. And he bought a couple of beers we'd had on previous podcasts, one from Range and also one from Kaiju. There you go. The votes are in. So yeah, that was cool. I got a kick out of that, and it was really interesting because it's cool to have another person try the beers that we tried and their opinion of it.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, Brian, did you read the post? He's a bloody modern day wordsmith.
No, actually, I haven't.
And he knows more than us.
Oh, he absolutely 100%.
Why does he listen to us?
Oh yeah, I know.
He knows way more.
Yeah, he needs to send us some notes. Be like, boys, you know what you're bloody talking about. He definitely knows more than us. But yeah, he's a man with words. Yeah, we'll have to have him on.
Man with words.
He's a man and has words.
He has
a
words.
way with words, for goodness sake.
He knows words.
How did we go? We got the final scores in.
Yep. So, the Simon, your favourite beer or beers were the last 2. So edition 2 and 3.
Yep.
Slightly beat out edition 1. It's hard because our rating system, because as
when you have a
advertised, the
series,
blurb, it's all very similar. So it pretty much came down to your untapped rating for all of them. Zach, what just happened then?
I'm not sure. Just windy.
Windy.
Just some wind.
Zach, your favourite was
windy.
the 3rd by 0.25.
Interesting.
Based on that, but your highest untapped score was the 2nd.
Yeah.
And then my highest score was the 3rd. I gave the exact same score for the first 2. And then the last one I actually gave a higher can art because it was more... It just
Aesthetically
appealed to me more.
Aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah. And then I also gave it a 4.5 on untapped because I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, very good. But yeah, thank you to Blackman's for making some great beer. And yeah, if you're new to beer and you want to try one, 2 or 3, Blackman's... Yeah, as you alluded to, Gratz, that I think they are a very good company to go with because you're not going to get something too crazy straight up and be like, whoa, this is bloody too fruity. It's a little bit fruity, and it's sort of a gateway craft beer, I'd have to say. But yeah, that series was delicious and it's great to taste some hops that I wasn't super familiar with.
That's the coolest part of this. Absolutely.
Yeah, and just learn a little bit more. So eventually we'll know what we're talking about. But until then, we'll see you next week. Catch us later.
See you later.
Bye.
Drink a nice beer.